Y'all can't be mad about Yandy and anybody else being asked about being on Real Housewives of Atlanta when K. Michelle is on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. Today we are talking love and hip hop. Today we are talking Married to Medicine. Today we are talking Yandy and Quad, who is giving an interview where Quad is talking about her love life once again, you guys. I don't know whether or not it's going to make the show. And of course, Yandy is asked about whether or not she would like to be on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, before we get into the clip, before we get into what actually is said, nobody should be surprised. Nobody should be upset. Now that somebody has made it from Love and Hip Hop onto Real Housewives of Atlanta, that opens the door. That opens the potential floodgates. It just does. You know what I'm saying? I remember Candy said that she was trying to get hard Tammy Rowan on the show from Basketball Wives. That there's been all types of, reality stars from various shows that have tried to test on Real Housewives of Atlanta and unfortunately could not make the cut. And we know how Celine is requesting. Everybody's requesting because now that they see K. Michelle, they think, oh, I can outdo her. I can outdo K. Michelle. I know how to play the reality TV game. I know what it's like with these cameras. You know what I'm saying? And in Yandy's case, she's friends with a lot of the housewives. She knows a lot of people in Atlanta. She's a businesswoman, all of the things. So she's thinking in her mind, and this is before me even listening to what she has to say, she's going to think, I can do it better than K. Michelle. I can knock this out the park better than K. Michelle can because I've got the ATL Connect. That's what it's sounding like. That's what it's feeling like. But let's hear what they have to say. This is courtesy of the Neighborhood Talk.
My first question is for Ms. Quad. I want to know, are you dating? And if you are not, what are you looking for in a partner?
Why you gotta do that? Why you gotta do that? Am I dating Angie? Mom's the word. Well, you know what? I am, dating. And you know what? I want someone who is unselfish, who has his own, who is not looking for me to uh, build him or build his riches or his fame or anything like that. Someone who is considerate and supportive of me, you know what I mean, but has his own thing going.
My question is he going to be on the next season of Married to Medicine? Is this mystery man going to be on the next season of Married to Medicine, or is this going to be a scene with you, if Dr. Heavenly comes back or whoever else, and you talk about this mystery man like Kelly is currently talking about a mystery man that is named after Marvel characters? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh, he just allows me to be me. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't want to be in the spotlight. He doesn't want to do this, right? But I feel like with Bravo, with these shows, Married to Medicine, Real Housewives, all of this and all of that, although they will continue to employ you if you are not married, if you are divorced, or whatever the case may be on these types of shows. However, Dolores has put out there that they do put pressure on you to have a significant other. Allegedly, that they allegedly put pressure on you to have a significant other, or you're going to get canned, or you're going to get fired, or you're going to get demoted. At least that's what Dolores is saying. So if that is the case, are we going to see a man, or is this setting up for a storyline of a man that might be a mystery? I don't know. Let's continue.
Okay, I think that's a good answer. I think so.
Okay, Yandy, we have seen you be very transparent with your family, with your businesses. We know you are a serial entrepreneur, and we are so proud of you. But now that Love and Hip Hop is over, if the opportunity presented itself, would you be interested in joining the Real Housewives of Atlanta?
You know what? I have so many of my friends on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I think that it would be an opportunity that I'd absolutely explore. I'm really close with Portia, close with Shamia. Kelly's my girl. Love K. Michelle. Cynthia Bailey, that is my sister. For sure, yes. Like, these are my real friends outside of camera. So it would be a natural relationship for sure. But I'm kind of great where I am. Reality TV, it's been almost 20 years for me. Wow.
It's interesting. Anyone who has ever been on Love and Hip Hop is going to get asked this question because the assumption is going to be that a lot of these people need reality TV either for a check or for the fame. It is what is given to me. You know what I'm saying? But in listening and watching Yandy's answer, I think she probably would have had a better go at this first season compared to K. Michelle for the simple fact that she actually knows these housewives. And not a situation of, hey, we've done a movie together, or hey, I opened up for you on one of your concerts before, but like she genuinely hangs out quite a bit with Portia. You know what I'm saying? Hangs out quite a bit with all of these ladies. And it would have been nice because I feel like that's what kind of made the magic of Real Housewives of Atlanta in the earlier seasons, was that they all knew each other. And the people that they brought on were people that they knew each other. And then when you started to integrate people in that didn't really know each other, I feel like that's when it kind of the show kind of shifted, right? Especially when you were trying to revamp the show with all these newbies, but there really was not much of a connection, right? And the crazy part is Shamia was supposed to be the connection. She was supposed to be Miss Atlanta, but it turned into a divide. It turned into, hey, I'm holding a grudge allegedly against my former bestie, and instead of us showcasing our bestie relationship, I'm just going to turn on her like a sniper from the side, but I'm going to pretend like I'm not the sniper from the side, but then I'm going to get exposed like I'm the sniper from the side. Like, it's a hot mess express. Let's continue. There's just a little bit more left.
So I got 2 movies I'm shooting this year. Yeah. One of them,
we're both actually a part of
we both got casted for a movie together. Yes. So stay tuned for that. So that is really my focus right now. And the opportunity, if God willing, things come around that circle back to reality TV, I'll certainly explore it.
But right now, the central focus is That's Just Life with Quad and Yandy, our podcast. Yes. And we want the entire family at Neighborhood Talk to go ahead and sign up for our community.
Yes. So it's that'sjustlifemedia.com.
So not only was Yandy and Quad starred and got casted in the same film, so they're going to be in an upcoming movie together, but they also have an upcoming podcast coming out. Everybody's got a podcast. Everybody has got a podcast, you guys. You know what I'm saying? You blink and somebody else has a podcast. And I'm very curious to see what the podcast is going to be. I feel like ultimately with Yandy, if all else fails, that there's nothing else that she can find to do, she would return back to reality TV. But it sounds like she is trying to build beyond Love and Hip Hop with the podcast, with a movie role, and whatever else is on the horizon, so that she doesn't have to go back to reality TV. And I think a big mistake that people make that have been on reality TV is that they always assume that the check is always going to be there. They always assume that the show is going to last forever, and they don't make the proper plans in place, Evelyn Lozada, allegedly, you know what I'm saying, to plan for an unexpected cancellation. And so then it's like, okay, do I keep doing reality TV for the rest of my life? Did I save these checks? You know what I'm saying? Over the years, what am I going to do to stay relevant? Because if it's about the fame, what am I going to do to stay relevant? What am I going to do to keep my name out there? Because whether I was in the middle of a good storyline or I was getting drug on the internet, at least my name was still out there when the show is on the air. But what am I going to do now that I do not have that backing of reality TV? How do I stay relevant? How do I stay in the news? How do I stay in the algorithm? So I feel like that is going to be a lot of questions for a lot of the people that were on Love and Hip Hop, that this was their main source, this was their main bread and butter, and now it's not going to be a thing anymore. As we know, I believe it's in October, allegedly, there's going to be a couple of sit down type of reunion specials for the Love and Hip Hop cast, and I don't know who will be there or who won't be there, but that kind of, to me, is kind of like just putting a bow on everything and just wrapping up the show as a whole, wrapping up the franchises as a whole. But outside of that, it's going to be interesting to see how all of these personalities that were on the show, how are they going to move? For those of them that were musicians and everything else, are they going to go back into the music? Are they going to go back into touring? Are they going to be trying to look for other reality TV stars? Or are all these people going to be DMing Andy Cohen, asking and begging to be on Real Housewives of Atlanta? Will it be a situation where maybe Carlos King is going to try to come in and swoop in and try to pitch something to the O Network? It's going to be really interesting to see when that reality hits for a lot of these people, as far as not being in the news, not being on the Shade Room, not being on the Neighborhood Talk on a regular basis, not having their scenes clipped on OMFG reality TV or some of these other blog sites, that is going to keep their names out there in the news now that Love and Hip Hop is coming to a close. So nonetheless, I want to hear from y'all in the comments. What do you think of Quad discussing her dating life? What do you think of Yandy and her response to the question if she would ever join Real Housewives of Atlanta and other stuff she's got on the horizon? And what do you think of the people? Are they going to be able to survive without Love and Hip Hop anymore? Without further ado, do me the biggest favor, and that is to hype the video, please. There is that. That is it. That is all. It's todos es final. Es finito. It's the end of the road. It's the end of the line for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post the content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.